Evening light breaking, people tuning in. Different voices calling, let the talk begin. From corruption talk to the people, them cry. Asking real questions like why? Community voices, youth them rising strong. Mama them calling, saying things been wrong. We need solution, not let it talk. Time to fix the system, time to take a walk. No fear, no favor. We speaking clear. The truth might be bitter, but the people must hear. From county to county, the message goes spread. Better Liberia, that's the road ahead. Face the issue, Lord again. Truth on the airwaves, calling us citizens. From Liberia to the villages far, we speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Face the issue, stand up, people. The future is now, not stories of old. We teach our light on the radio, make your voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Politicians talk, but the people want proof. No more empty promise, we demand the truth. Every patient get jobs for the youth. Let the leaders answer, let them show the truth. From the 15 counties, every citizen matter, no one escapes. It's now we country, we all gotta say. Face the issues now, don't delay. Talk your mind, stand your ground. Let the truth come out loud, make it shake the town. Face the issues, no more silence. Liberia rising, give it proud. Colin, speak up, your voice matters. This is more than a show. It's a movement.
When Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
They think they will see this election, they will not lie. Because you do it, it's the end of this country.
Well, the government, all the ministers in the government, they don't put also everything they say, they don't say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answers. Face the issue on Kings FM. John Antonin April Dawson Wayne, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, the Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team that they defeated. Everyone said that they put a crack away.
And face the issue. We speak out the fact in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
We have seen a systematic erosion of democracy. Executive overreach for our constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye when the established hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens. While millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said we were the problem, but now the Liberian people can see for themselves. The real problem is the Unity Party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth out here. This government is failing and Liberia is paying the price. Sedition does not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people. And we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the slums and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dreams. From New Kuta to Peaceville, from Buchanan to Bond Mines, from Sunny Quarter to Southtown, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear sign. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build we must find the one institution that can correct the failure of the Bouaka administration. And that institution is the Mate Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act. Not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a symbol of hope. I'm so proud to launch this due payment campaign today because it means that you, the grassroots, you, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, mobilize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let us do it the CDC way, peacefully, lawfully, strategically, and respectfully. Because when our time comes, and it will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrongs, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise, let us believe, and let us build. And to all our young people, I say, stay focused, stay clean, stay strong. To our women, you are the backbone of this movement. Keep rising. To our elders, your wisdom is still needed. Stay with us. And to our opponents, we see the failure and we are coming to face it. Again, Nelson Mandela said in a quote, it always seems impossible until it is done. Unquote. The party is alive, strong, and mighty. The revolution shall continue. They believe we will uphold to death. The future is not beyond us. The future is still ahead. And together we will get there. And so I want to close with this advice. Wait well. Liberia and Liberian will call on you again. And therefore, be prepared to win again and lead again. Remember, we are the common people. So let us all unite for the betterment of our country. And our people.
The Bouaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bouaka because of his title. Make him comfortable because of the title. But you see what he's doing? You got a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
AB, I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Sawyer time, I kept the peace. Charles Taylor time, I kept the peace. I've never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, tenant position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagree, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked.
We have reached out at a particular time we should come. And while on our way, we have reached out to take us before somewhere in there to communicate before in a station room or voting. Right in the capital. All the way in the professional investigation, we'll be calling the party, we're calling the former official, we're calling people, give deference and respect to them. You know, I can say you are not prepared for us and you want to call us. And so I know it is an attempt to just demoralize the former finance minister, keeping us like we're waiting the wrong way or waiting road, and when we're ready to find it. I'm going back. If the chairman is ready this time, we will write on again, and when he does that, this time we come again, he does the same thing, and they are not, in fact, taking on to the investigation with the
This is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. We cannot change the laws because of Samuel 12. We can't do that. The country will stay. We will go. We need to be reminded by history. There were powerful people in this country. Some of us who were young, little bit in age, in the 80s, we saw people, men that we saw in this town. Certain came, we saw them, that they were people who have never served government before. Government will come and government will go, but this is the law. We can't change the law. This is a witch hunt. Imagine, immediately after the verdict, the next day we receive a call and a letter, summary, the former finance minister for another criminal investigation. You don't have to be a politician or a political scientist to understand that this is not a witch hunt. This is witch hunt. This is witch hunt. If I were a prosecutor, I would not issue that kind of assignment or request. But this is witch hunt. And we listen to some practitioners, even are inviting the finance minister. They said, even if again you get authorized the money to go to somebody, spending agency, Your duty is to follow up with outstanding agency and ask them how they spend the money. Is that the authority under the PFM law of the Minister of Finance? No. The Minister of Finance, his authority is to spend the money, and when he's spending the money, he must have the authorized authority. Who is responsible? The spending agency must account for how they spend the money. That's why we'll have the GAC to conduct audit. So this is witch hunt. So when somebody tells me that because the finance minister authorized expenditure and you are going to make a follow-up, you kidding me? The finance minister of the country? But this is not good for our democracy. For those who don't know, some who are actors in our body politics, some of them were not here when we're in the conflict. Nobody prays for conflict in this country. They always say it. I want our country peaceful. But the point is, we are thinking that we must not repeat the history, the wrongs of the past. The people who repeat the wrong of the past that caused them the problem, they are people who are ignorant. And many actors, some of them were even sucking breast when we're in the dilemma of the 14 years. So they did not understand the 14 years from 1990 to present, the dilemma, the catastrophe that we experienced. Some of the very people who are all around insulting people when you speak as a Liberian, where you are a citizen and it's your right to speak, some of them were even sucking breast milk. They never knew what happened here. So when you say something, instead of them to listen and learn, they refuse. But history tells us that history is a raw material for political science. Political actors must be people who must digest history. Because if you don't understand your history, when you're making political decisions, you have problems in your public policy decisions. So to be a public policy administrator, you must be somebody who understands the raw material for political science. And that raw material is history. And so you must know what went wrong. Where are we? Where do we intend to go? This decision is a revisitation of the factors of the dark ages of Liberia. And this is wrong. To weaponize a legal process simply because of a political agenda is counterproductive to the future of our country. People are following us. International actors are following us. Some people are operating, they don't understand. Why will you leave from here now? You start pressurizing people who are self-assured, you go and go do something. You go rest something. You make sure you lie on the person. What is that? What is that? That this process is illegal. Samuel 12 is a free man. The fact that the brother speaks to it. And the jury returned that day with a not guilty verdict. And the judge himself in open court declared that you are not guilty. And henceforth, leave from the prisoner bench and world. You are a free man. Samuel 12 is a free man, along with Moses Cooper. And when we told the jurors that day in the final argument that today we start at the beginning of the documentation of the check and balance of our democracy to determine whether or not we go back or we retrospect or regress to our dark days, or you put in a check and balance on powerful executive that will manipulate a political process under the disguise of legal proceedings. And we told them that when you make that decision to free the defendants, we know when you walk out there, the country will be rejoicing even up into the money, and it came to pass. You think this is a joke? This is history. We call it the opportunity of history unfolding itself. The jury has spoken. The people have spoken. There can be no whims and caprices, naked brute forces that can overturn, or direct the decision of the unanimous, of the voluntary verdict returned by the trial of prohibition to prohibit the conduct of the judge. That does not mean we are discrediting the judge. No. First, we want to appreciate him, the manner and form he conducted the trial. This was a seriously, legally charged and intellectually engaging trial that he was able to manage it by the techniques and tactics of courtroom management to the extent that the case ended. To see the judge now, that we know with all of the caliber of lawyers that were before him, including a former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, including a former judge of the ECOWAS Court, who was a lawyer before him, to conduct that trial in the manner and form for us to reach to the conclusion of that case again has up. But this post-disbandment of the jury investigation is ultra-virus, is illegal, is in violation of the law. And we don't want to believe that it is the judge that we know in the case. So that is what we have done today. There is a petition that has been found today, and there is a stay order on that investigation, and we'll go to the Supreme Court to give our case. We have the laws in our favor. The laws are there. We just want to inform you. We're not fighting to influence any decision, but to inform you as to the developments that are unfolded there today and are unfolded. The next thing is this. These three jurors were asked in court, is this your verdict? The judge on every occasion in the trial told them, when you have any issue with anything that happened there, open in the open
We can
tell
never
me.
find justice where
We have no issue.
criminals make
And we
it.
understand why all of these things are happening.
Justice cannot
All
take
of
this
these,
joy.
most of these jurors are public servants. We understand, we get intelligence that people are pressurizing these jurors in the places they work, and their jobs are under threat. And we don't believe that investigation because it is an attempt to influence people or to lie on people. The law is the law. The old age tradition of our country have said for almost 200 years of the existence of this country, from 1816 to present, in our principle, they said once the jurors have dispersed and resumed private standard, recall becomes constitutionally dangerous and legally improper. In which case it has, yes, but the burden, 579 2S 1946. Yes. There are other opinions. There is an opinion in Liberia here where the Liberian Supreme Court said when the juror have returned a verdict of acquittal, and there is a complete authority for the judge that is not. They understand the gap there. When they return the verdict, they acquitted the man.
So, okay. So, what a wonderful way to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your location. And we are grateful again to join you this evening to talk more about our country, Liberia. Welcome to the program, Face the Issues. And today is Friday, the diaspora edition of the program, Face the Issues, the 7th of August, 2026. So my name is Newton Toba. How you guys doing? I guess you guys are doing so great. I'm so happy. I'm very excited to join you this evening so we can talk more about our country, Liberia. Like we always say, this is our country, and this is certainly the only country we have. And that's why we need to keep fighting for our country. We need to keep fighting, yes, for our country. This is the only country we have. So we must stand up to fight for our country. Too many things happen in the country. The issue about drugs in the country. And of course, that's the leading issue right now. And everybody is discussing the issue about drugs in our country. Just we haven't seen before since the inception of this country. Drugs that have not been seen, they are now seen under the United Party-led government. And now people are now beginning to call Liberia different names. Yes. And those names that they are calling Liberia are linked to narcotic substances. Yes, those names, New Mexico, Small Mexico, and you just need the different names. Those are all narcotics name. And this is where we are. And the reputation of our country is at stake. Nothing, absolutely everywhere. Drugs in the country. And the entire world is now looking at Liberia differently. Not the Liberia you used to know. Not the Liberia you knew before. The Liberia you knew before on a past administration. That is not the Liberia now. This is certainly a different Liberia. A Liberia with a tainted reputation. You know, her reputation has been damaged to the international world, to the international scene. And that does not only reflect on the country, it also reflects on us as citizens of this country. Because everywhere you go, as a Liberian, that's stigmatization. You've been stigmatized. Whether you're part of the drug cartel or you are not, or you aren't part of it. But once you are a Liberian from this country, people look at you with skepticism. People are not very careful how to deal with you how to handle you. Very careful. And that's why when you're traveling out of the country, nowadays, if you're traveling out of the country to go to other countries, people will check you thoroughly. Thoroughly, you'll be checked. You know why? Because the reputation of our country has damaged completely. Has damaged completely under the Unity Party government. And that's why the government has been caught in a web. And you can sense the complexity. The issue about drugs now is not easy. It's a complex issue in our country. It's a difficult situation. And that's why when somebody's talking about, elitism, conundrum. You know what is conundrum? Conundrum is difficult situation. And before the Unity Party led government, there were people who prophesied that under Joseph Boakai, this country will run into ruin. And that was the right truth. And we can see it today. The reputation of our countries is in ruin. And that's the real truth. And you can see it. This is what's happening. The reputation, everything has damaged. The economy, everything has collapsed. You listen to them. They were all boasting all around here. In fact, the economy has improved. That they were able to reach what's the amount? 1.2 billion. And that was something they said. The Unity Party, this very Unity Party government, yes, they reached a budget. Budget is projection. They said 1.2 billion. Yes, the budget, the current budget, 1.2 is at a tune of 1.2 billion. And they were all here shouting. So why is it true that yes, let's assume that if they were able to project 1.2 billion, budget is projection. How do they raise the money? What's the contribution of the state-owned enterprises, the SOEs? How much money are they raising? What's their contribution? They make it to the country, to the budget. How do they raise the money to get the 1.2 billion that they were all here? And that's why you're not hearing them bragging about, you're not hearing them talking about, one of the Unity Party government budget. What got to 1.2 billion? Are you hearing them talking about 1.2 billion? They are not boasting about it anymore. You know why they are not boasting about it? Because things are tough. No international aid. Nothing is coming to the country. The government does not have connections. How do they raise the money? How do they raise the funds? The 1.2 billion, they were, bragging about boasting. And everything they said, they lied to the Liberian people. The agriculture. The boss said about Joseph Boakai working with MPNC in Lofa County. He worked with Lamco. He worked with, the different companies during those days. That when Joseph Boakai became president, in fact, the agricultural sector of the country was going to boom. Even cassava, Liberia is not producing cassava. People were going to graduate from subsistence farming to mechanized farming. They will bring tractors, they will bring machines in the country. Because now people gravitate now from subsistence farming to mechanized farming. They will transition to mechanized farming. What are we producing? Even locally made rice, nothing. And then the butcher here, they pump a lot of money to the Ministry of Agriculture. They say they're making communal farm. They're establishing the different, the different farming groups. And all of that, and nothing. Where's the money going? But there's a situation in the country. Too many things happen in the country, folks. But let me add Prince to the stage before we go to recognize who all have joined us today so we can have a splendid discussion. Prince, good evening. Welcome.
Yes, sir. My brother Newton. Let me say good evening to you. And good evening to our many family members who have joined us on this discussion around the world. We want to use this time to welcome all of you, those of you in the radio land, those of you via, YouTube, Facebook, and all the different pages following us. We want to say you're welcome, my people. It's always a privilege for us to be here. And we are grateful that we are here to share in the discussion and educate our people relative to this particular nuisance that we have found ourselves in. So we are here. Thank you, my brother Newton. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I think a couple of weeks now, you haven't been able to show up on the show, and due to the convention, the USA, the CDC Diaspora Convention, you're one of the key present there. You've been so busy. So you'll give us updates as to the convention, Prince, before we can move any further tonight on the show.
Yeah, definitely. And let me just use this time to also extend my thanks and appreciation to you and our teacher light, the entire station manager and the staff for giving us the opportunity to be able to inform our people about what is happening here in the USA with the CDC USA. As you may recall, we appear on the show with Teacher Light and, try to inform our people the processes, that was leading to the convention. Well, we are grateful to the Almighty God that He has been so kind and so good to us. We were able to have a very successful convention. A successful convention was held from the 29th of July to August 2nd, where we had almost about 300 plus seditions coming together in PA. We also had the delegation from Europe, we had the delegation from Canada, we had the delegation from Asia, we had the delegation from all over, seditions from all over, including the 50 states of the United States. We all conglomerated at the PA in order for us to have our convention. And that convention was one that is really, really memorable, that we'll continue to remember. One of the uniqueness of that convention was we were able to, be blessed with the presence of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah from day one of the convention, which is something that, we will forever be grateful and will forever remember. It is not something that is very usual. Judging from the very busy schedule of His Excellency, we know how very busy he is. Even while he was in the US, there were several meetings held, and he had a lot of engagement. But for His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah to be able to say, look, I'm going to dedicate this particular time for the CDC USA, and I will be part of their entire program. It is something that, we are grateful of. We are really grateful of. He was part of the meet and greet. He was part of the football matches. He was part of the basketball match. He was just part of everything, to the extent that, look, we were graced with the presence of this man in an unusual manner. He was with us. We at the cook. He was just there. I know. I'm so excited that sometimes I'm finding it difficult to really get the words out. But it was a blessed time, And we also went to our elections, where the CDC USA was able to elect, new corps of officer. And the interesting thing, my brother Newton, the president was sitting down right in front of the place. He sat down right in front of the ballot box. President, look, I will be here. This thing here is a democratic process. Who you want, you will vote for them. So he was, it was just a wonderful time. He was seated right there. He came with his entourage, and Honorable Dixon Sibo was also on that particular team. They were there. And the president, throughout the process, throughout the campaigning in the hall, with all of the noise that we were causing, campaigning time, people causing, we yelling here and there. He was just saying, enjoying himself. And he gave us that particular leverage. Throughout the entire convention, there wasn't a day that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah was absent, because he wanted to see the process. He wanted to be part of the process and wanted to see how best we can all sit and talk. So it was a wonderful time. In fact, at a certain point in time in the convention, we had what we call a one-on-one family discussion, where His Excellency to everybody said, my people, you call the camera off. They want to come into our family thing, you cut the camera off. And that was an exclusive time for us. We were able to sit down, we were able to talk those things that are of concern, with us in the CDC USA. We're able to talk to him. Look, we had a conversation like nothing else. It was like, like a father and children. We talk. We cut the phone off, and all the camera was off. He sat down. We talked the inner talk we're supposed to talk, and it was very wonderful. It was very wonderful. And His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, we are also, was so excited that he saw citizens, from every walks of life, and was able to give us the historicity of the formation of the CDC. And he told us at that particular convention, he said, look, even if we're going to have 5 persons here, we're going to have this particular convention because the CDC did not start on the mantra of 1,000 persons. It started with just very few group, and they were able to come together to give birth to the idea. Sometimes we met in people basement. We at certain point in time, we were able to go to other people kitchen. We sat down and put the idea together. So for the fact that I come to this particular event and seeing hundreds of citizens around the place, I'm excited. And the new leadership was, installed by His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, Success AB Dennis, along with all of the team. As you may be aware, I serve as a campaign manager for one of the team, that is for the team Success. And I am grateful that, I was given that opportunity amongst my peers, giving that up. In fact, among people who are, by far, some of them are of different level. In fact, on the team, we had about three persons with a doctorate degree, that we were serving, different, academically, in different works of life. And we serve as campaign manager for the team. We're charged with the responsibility to ensure that we reach across all of the states, and that we adequately did. And I am grateful that we can announce to the public that the team won, headed by Success AB Dennis. He won the elections, and all of the people that we carried won the election. It was a very wonderful time. So we now have a new leadership in the CDC USA, and the president charged us to begin work immediately. So on the day that they were inaugurated, that same day, the work began. So it was a wonderful time. I want to say thanks to Liberians who followed the process. And again, we are grateful to Teacher Light and all of you, my brother Newton Tokwa, who always highlighted the CDC USA. You took time off on the platform and gave us exclusive time to be able to inform the public about, what was going on. So this process wouldn't have been successful without, people like you, Teacher Light, and the many people who are listening right now. People who are listening. So I would like to end on this note to say the CDC USA is in a new state. It's in a new stage. It's in a new embryo. It is about time that all of us work together. So we'll be counting on those of you in Liberia and around the world, so that all of us can work to ensure that we can be able to successfully bring back His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, and which we know will happen. And one of the great things that happened for us in the US is that at that convention, His Excellency make it extraordinary by announcing his candidacy that he would be on the ballot, comes 2029. And when that particular pronouncement was made, I'm telling you, my brother, it sent a shock in the spine of the opposition, including Mr. Boyka, where he was seated. He was uncomfortable for some times. He was uncomfortable. In fact, it became the talk of the time. Even up to now, as we speak, there are people who are still talking. And the energy the president carried. I was saying that, looking at the man, I said, what if the man got energy? Imagine the man went to the basketball. The man they threw out. The man went to the football. Yes, sir.
It is because of that pronouncement that Baka took decisive action to dismiss government, because following President Weah declared his intention to contest the 2029 general and presidential elections. Right away, Baka came out. We saw on the executive mansion website, started dismissing people. He took it just seriously.
Anyway, we understand that particular pronouncement or that dismissal, these are all smoke screen dismissal. The real people are behind the scene. But yes, like you said, when that pronouncement was made, then Boyka knew that he had a work to do, and he got to buckle up, and start to, do some other things. But we are grateful. Our convention was very historic, and it's something that we'll forever remember. In fact, President, we have set the path of 2029 here, at the CDC USA convention. So it was a wonderful time. A very wonderful time. Yeah, we had leadership from Liberia coming over, and it was wonderful. We are just hoping and praying that the new leadership will all work together to ensure that we can bring the necessary success, growth, and development to the party. But it was wonderful. Thank you, my brother Nita. Thank you.
Please, let me ask you this question. And
Yes, sir.
the convention in the USA was not just about sedition coming together. I'm sure that convention was compounded with making acquaintances, bringing new people to the CDC, new people joining the party, and all of that. I witnessed a situation where somebody joined the CDC, and as President Weah presenting the regalia, the CDC regalia, and all of the stuff and what have you. What does it mean? And who are those new people that joined the CDC during the convention?
Yeah, the CDC has always been a grassroots party that have always represented the interests and the aspiration of the Liberian people. And whenever we gather, it is a unique time where people from across the aisle who over the period have done what we refer to as honest evaluation of the governance system of Liberia. These people, they always in the mood of, look, there is a need for us to make a conscious decision. So while we were at PA at the convention, we were grateful, to receive some really, really strong members of from the Liberian community. In fact, some of these people even supported the Unity Party. Like one of our brother, who was officially searched, or the both that were officially searched by His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah, and incorporated in the party, or they were given membership. These were people who supported the Unity Party, but because of their objectivity and the honest evaluation that they were able to carry out, they've come to the realization that the Unity Party is a disaster for the Liberian people. So at that particular convention, they were able to, denounce the the Unity Party, and they were able to officially, they became part of the CDC, and the promise to fight, hands on, to lead the charge to ensure that Boeka is unseated and to unpack all of the lies that have been told. So it was a very wonderful time. As tradition depicts, the president also charged us that we should go out there to be able to ensure that we can win more souls. So beginning next week, we are going to be in states, because remember, one of the mandate that is given to us by this particular team is to ensure that we have structures in all of the 50 states of the United States of America. Very strong structure in the 50 states. So that process has already begun. In fact, as I speak to you today, we had a meeting with some people from Utah. We had a meeting with some seditionists from Utah. And we are hoping that before we can end this particular year and enter 2027, that almost all of the states, we have an established CDC USA chapter, and we are not just going to the state, but we are also bringing new people on board. We are planning a program where some of our people here in the DMV, where some of our people will be officially, giving membership of the CDC USA. As I speak to you, we have about 8 persons that supported vigorously the Unity Party. These are not just ordinary people. These are strong supporters, financial supporters. These people who stood on the line and they put their all for the Unity Party. And they have reached out to us and have expressed, their dissatisfaction in the regime, and has officially announced that they will be, moving to the CDC. So we are planning that particular event very soon within the DMV here. We are going to have that particular program to bring these people on board. So these are some of the wonderful things that happened. There were new membership added to the party, and these people have vowed to ensure that Boeka is unseated with the truth, not with propagandas, not with lies, but with the truth. So it was just a wonderful time. It was very wonderful. Yeah, very wonderful. Yeah.
And Prince, just before we move on to our next talking point, the former president also said some of the things that may have triggered or prompt his coming back to the presidency is because President Boeka is destroying some of the good things he left behind. And now we see the PHP park in ruin. There are holes that are serving a death trap of people, and people are raising money there. Does that authenticate or validate the former president's statement of coming back? That some of the development he carried on as president, here, and some of those development has been destroyed by the current administration. Quote unquote the PHP park, and I will give you pictures, pictorial evidence that to show you to demonstrate what is exactly happening there.
You know, my brother Newton, His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah is actually, in shock. In shock taking, he's not surprised. It's just that, the level at which our democracy is deteriorating is very fast. Even though from the very beginning he told the Liberian people, and like people were listening, that these people, they are a bunch of liars, they are a bunch of crooks, they have come to enrich themselves and to, deprive the Liberian people of what is rightfully theirs. He said that long ago during the campaign. So he is not kind of be surprised at their behavior, but he is just shocked because the gains that we have made, or the gains that we were able to, accrued under his leadership, within the space of somebody will say less than no time, knowing very well that the corona carried 2 years, so the 4 years we saw massive development. In fact, to the extent that where Liberia democracy was enviable, if I will borrow from the word of Malcolm McCarthy, the former U.S. ambassador in Liberia, he told us in one of his, press addresses that Liberia democracy is now enviable, judging from how, His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah was able to lay the path for the transformation and what we call the mature democratic, process that we experience. He said that it was enviable, and many other nations, including Western nations, should follow that particular trend, of Liberia democracy. So when you see that the democracy that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah and many others fought for us to see it going down in reign under Joseph Numa Boyka, where the rule of law is no longer respected, where human dignity, imagine human beings that were respected and they were highly regarded by His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah, to see now Boyka unleashing terror on the people, like what happened in King George, where they released stocks on the people that were using the Liberian flag. They went there and they massacred our people. Up to now, we are yet to hear from the government relative to who are those that were involved into it. You know the story of Matthew Moluba, a brother who was challenged, in his own room. At the end of the day, they sent police there, and those police people discharged weapons and took away his life. You all know of the police brutality. You read the 2025 United States Department report on Liberia. It talks about police brutality. It talks about, the very toxic environment when it comes to investment in Liberia. You saw the very, very damning report on Liberia democracy. I mean, a nation that was celebrated the world over. And to even compound it, we are seeing now what is happening, where Liberians are now referred to as people who are citizens of a narco state, to have under this just less than 6 years that our democracy have deteriorated to the extent that now Liberia has become a public nuisance, to the extent when you go, as soon as you show your passport, the first thing people are skeptical. They look at you now to be somebody who carrying drugs somewhere. Just under the short space of time, it's concerning. So His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah, based on the kind of work that he did, cannot just sit down and fold his arms and allow his work to go down the drain. Even though we know that the progress that we were on has deteriorated, by 1,000 miles backward. But again, His Excellency is moved, especially by the cry of his people. President Weah has always been somebody that have been, involved with his people. He has always taken action in the interest of the Liberian people. It is not about himself. It is not about, self-aggrandizement or self-fulfillment, because remember now, he has reached the zenith of every political life you can ever think about. But the Liberian people are crying, like we saw it at the convention in the CDC USA, where an elderly lady at the age of 78 years old, she was in her, she was holding stick, and she came, she said, Mr. President, you got to save Liberia. We want you back. I will put that picture on my page there. The woman cry and say, Mr. President, President Weah. In fact, she said, Opo, I'm begging you, Papa, you got to come back. Because look at the few times that you left Liberia. Look at what is happening. Liberia now, our name all over in other people's mouth. And that's how she was speaking, to be very verbatim. She said, look at how Liberia now in all the people mouth. The people talking about drugs. As soon as we power on this, the first thing they say, as soon as you say Liberia, they say, oh, drugs. And the woman, with no disrespect, Oma say, look at people there who around here, who people know to be in all kind of things. I didn't want to be asking us, oh, the country get drugs now and this like that. So she pled with His Excellency and say, I'm begging you, President, you got to go back. The Liberian people need you. So he has always listening to the cry of his people. And based on the many cries that he has listened to from his people, he have decided that, look, it's about time that we come to right the wrong. So, he look at all of these things, like you make mention of all of the projects. Can you imagine those projects that were prestigious, that people used to move from other countries to just come and see? The PSP Park used to be a center of what we call a tourist attraction. Watching from the history of that particular place, I mean, back in the 80s, I don't want to go there, but back in the 80s, we all know what happened, with the firing squad and what have you. Like we said, we don't want to go there. But that place used to be, a place that was very historical to our politics, to our history and everything. People would travel far and wide to come and see that place, to get the history of that place, and to see first of its kind, especially in West Africa, to have that kind of place, But now that place has been abandoned, and the place now is used almost like, a drug hard out for people. That the government has abandoned almost all of the projects that His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh we are on a take. Like you said, the PHP Park, the Invisible Park. It's just so disgraceful. Even when you look at the ministerial complex, do you know that the ministerial complex now is giving problem? In fact, a friend of mine who is working there was telling me the last time, he said, Prinzo, that place there is unreal now because the people are not even taking care of it. The bathroom are all in a very terrible stage and etc. The lighting system. And he said it's just terrible. They are not even taking care of public facilities. So, it's just too much. And that's why we have, prayed, and thank God our prayer has been answered. That His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh will be coming back and will be voted as president to see how best he can be able to, clean the mess that have been created. Like I always say, my fear is not about President we are coming back because he's going to win. But my fear has been about the damage that these people have caused, my brother, Nietzsche. That's when I sit down. That's the thing. Sometimes I think over every day. Not about President. We will come back. Nothing can start. Boyka second even start. Nobody can start.
I'm sure you're talking about restoring the country's image, to restore the country's image.
Definitely. That's what we are talking about. The image of the country. Imagine Liberia that was one admired by our international partner. In fact, Liberia was the name that every other international, organizations, that every other Western nation will point out in terms of democracy, in terms of respect for the rule of law, in terms of, giving people the opportunity to express their dissatisfaction. Under His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, you could go right in his whim and criticize him and walk away from a room with a cold bottle of water. A cold bottle of water, and nobody will harm you. Under the regime of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh, you could stand, any Tom, Dick, and Harry could stand and say whatever thing, castigate, insult, and criticize, and you will walk on Broad Street as a celebrity. So look at today what is happening. The very people who they used yesterday to cause all the chaos, to insult and denigrate our mothers, these people now, they are catching these very people and putting them in jail. You see? Today, the democracy that we all enjoy, the freedom of speech that we all enjoy yesterday, today we are no longer enjoying it. By virtue of what is happening to one of our brother, Yeke. Yeke spoke, he did not say anything bad. The only thing that he told us was that the government was compromising this issue at the Slumber border. And at the end of the day, Boyka got so mad and said, no, we can't keep Yeke here. The man who he was using and they were celebrating yesterday, to the extent that even the information minister said if Yeke man was at the same area vowing for the same position, he will leave his mother and will go vote for Yeke. But this is the Yeke today that is saying this. In fact, Yeke is even more refined in this particular opposition than he were, in the opposition of Joseph Numa Boyka. Today we are seeing a refined Yeke. Yeke is yes, some of us may have issue with the way he handled it, but the way Yeke is even discussing the issue now under this particular opposition of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh is by far mature. It is by far, it is by far better than what we saw under the how you call it, the Unity Party when they were in opposition. We saw Yeke using invectives on our mothers. We saw Yeke, doing some other stuff. So you must see that, look, President Weah is a man that will transform the nation for the better. You can see it through, even if we can't show anything. The behavior of Yeke alone, we can tell you that look at the behavior of Yeke. Now Yeke is discussing issue. Can you imagine? Before Yeke now discussing, he may come a platform, he may calls Google, he calls everybody, and if he talk, he go. But now you see that Yeke is discussing the issue. All of these people, not only Yeke, but most of the people yesterday who were used to insult, you can see that they have changed under this opposition because we have an opposition that is mature. President Weah will not encourage anybody to do something unorthodox. So now that they have come in this opposition, their entire behavior changed now. And they are discussing the issue. And the Unity Party is being exposed by these things. So you see, these are all things that we are looking at, my brother. And I can tell you for sure, you know, Liberia, where we are, we have lost a serious seat, amongst the Committee of Nations. Imagine a nation that is seated on the Security Council as, you know, a non-permanent member. You took over as a non-permanent member on the Security Council. Less than no time. Look at the kind of
permanent member on the Security Council. They involved with.
Yeah.
Imagine.
You know, a non-permanent member of the Security Council, and you involved with the kind of hell about drugs here. Is this now a disgrace? To the extent even our international partners are in Liberia and they are asking Mr. Boyka, look, Mr. Boyka, we want to take an approach that will be able to clean the country. And Boyka is telling the people no. Boyka is shielding these people. Look, the real people who are involved, Boyka is aware of all of these drugs things. And that's why he continues to protect these people. He continued to protect them. I am one person that always say that, yes, you know, Liberia as a nation, we have our own integrity. And I believe that whatever the case is, we must be able to use our soil to judge people. But then let's hear what these members are saying, these Calawats on the Unity Party. The last time you and I were right here, when Mo Ali exposed the judiciary system on Joseph Numa Boyka to us. According to Mo Ali, he said, when you get your small money, you can go to the courthouse, to the probate court. The lawyer, they get a small money, they will sign paper and give you D. You go and carry and say that your D, the place for you. Mo Ali said it. In fact, the Justice Minister himself, he mounted the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, podium, and told us that our democracy, we are fastly declining. He said it. The records are all there. He said we are fastly declining. The rule of law, more violence and etc. etc. That is the voice of our own Justice Minister. That's why he said, don't even believe me. Let's go back to the former LDA boss that was fired. The man told us that, look, from the level of the executive mansion to that of the House of Rep to that of the judiciary, everybody there is involved with drugs. The next day, what happened to him? This man was fired. We have the former LD, the former director of civil, state-owned enterprises, when he mounted the Mika platform and said that money that should have been used in the budget, or those state-owned enterprises that should have taken the money and given it to the government so that our budget can be found. According to him, he said those state-owned enterprises are misusing the budget. They are not giving money to the budget process. They are not supporting the budget. So where's the money going? And to compound all of this nonsense, we are now seeing that the executive mansion is being used by Joseph Numa Boyka as a center for drugs. Can you imagine? As a center for cocaine. The executive mansion, that office that was once a prestigious office, that office that was once a place where people will feel proud when you enter there. Today, the executive mansion now is a drug hub. Imagine, the biggest drug hall in Africa, in the executive mansion. This is disgraceful. They're shame.
Seriously, Prince. Seriously. But you know, but like we said, we wouldn't give up. We gotta keep fighting for our country. This is our country, folks. That's the only thing we can say. Let's keep fighting for our country. Too many things happening there. It's not easy. Things are tough. Sometimes we say, but we on ground. We're telling you that things are tough. It's not easy. It's really, 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 really tough. It's tough. It's not easy. Don't see us not be wearing one blah blah code there. So all of the code can be hidden. You don't know. You see the code in that vision, everything looking fine in that country. Yeah, please. Maybe some point when it's your dress on the TV, you know, you looking good. You see you wearing black coats, wow, people enjoying. You see like, bro, see Newton. Newton wearing black coat too, man. See, yeah, he neatly dressed. Yes, no, don't see the coats on the heat. Now someone heat can be on the coat. But you know, this is our country. So let me show you something. Yes, let me show you the PHP. I just want to show you a few pictures so you can see the current state, of the PHP park. And that's why when the former president, Josh Weir, said recently in Philadelphia, the US of A, that he's coming back because most of the good things that he did under his presidency, the current UP government is destroying those things. And these are evidence. These are see. The PHP park, you used to know that beautiful area. And while it is true that it is in this is the current state, nothing they're doing about it. The only thing they are doing is to raise their money, to get money, to collect fees. Major holidays. So it almost like every Sunday is a holiday at the PHP park. Because if you go at the PHP park, the area can be jam-packed on the Sunday. On the Sunday. If you go there, the area can be jam-packed. Just Sunday. I'm not even talking about major holidays. Also, just imagine if on Sunday the PHP park can be jam-packed. What much more about major holidays? Like maybe Christmas, like August 24th, like how do you call it? The reason, okay, the Independence Day. Just imagine the number of person that can show up at the PHP park. And what's the reason? Why do they go there? Because the area is beautiful. Recreational center. People go there to entertain themselves, to take pictures. They carry their loved ones. They carry their children there because the area is beautiful. You see today? It's in ruin. Yes, ruin. These are pictures. You can see the current state. You see? This is the current state of the PHP park. You see what happened in our country? So when Josh Weir made the statement that he's coming back, it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. So now the government should be proactive. When I say the government should be proactive, they need to do something about it. It's not Josh Weir who is benefiting from the park. People who are benefiting from this PHP park are Liberians. They are the end users. They are the ones benefiting from the PHP park. Josh Weir is not there. And they are raising money. They get the money from there. So why are they doing with the fund they're collecting on major holidays? How long going to take you? Look at this area. Yes. How long going to take you to get something to just cover up this place? How long? How much you going to spend to cover up this place? How much are you going to spend? And they said that they don't want to do anything about it. They're waiting for Josh Weir to come 2029 to come face it again. Gosh, are you kidding me? Which kind of country is this? Which kind of country is this, folks? We got to be serious in our country. We definitely got to be serious. A beautiful park, the beautiful PHP park. How long? These are just minor things that, the management can be able to handle. Yes, because you're raising funds. You're collecting money from there. So why can't you take the initiative at least to do something about it? At least it will be okay for us. So at least I think they should be able to look in that direction. At least to save the lives of our children. Yes. Because you could carry your child there, maybe on a Sunday, on the holiday, and not paying, attention. Maybe the child, slightly walk and go for a bit, and maybe just drop in that hole. It becomes a problem.
But the thing is, my brother Newton, why are we surprised? This is a man who do not even care for people's life. This is a man that when people whom that people living in, when it was broken and he was asked, the first thing he said, God, I'm making new land. So if that man if Mr. Boyka doesn't care about the people's life, where you are residing, residential area, when they can break people home down and Boyka free proud and say, God not building, then a park that man will get down for. Just imagine it. If this man doesn't even care about the homes that people live in, they're going all around the place and they are breaking people home, destroying people property, and doing all kind of nonsense in our country. Where people living, can you imagine? Somebody left their house. I mean, place that they have been living since 1982. Some people bought that land back in the 80s when they were strong enough, making money and what have you. Now that they are old, in 2026, you woke up one morning, left your house intact, and say you're going in the market to go do your lay work. The house that you've been living in since the 80s, you saw your parents living in, you say you're living inside. You come back now, you saw rebels taking over the whole place in the name of they coming to demolish the place. In fact, you came back with all of your things outside and the whole place down. Can you imagine that, my brother? So if just a human being, I don't care for the human being, then a party will care for. So it should not be a strange thing. This man is wicked. This man is a devil incarnate living among us. You told us that you coming to rescue. Look at the rescue agenda. Is that a rescue agenda call for the breaking down of people's property? Even here in the US, there are certain projects when they are carrying on, and they know that those projects are going to affect a major, let's say, component of the society. The government always come in. They look for remedy to be able to come in to solve the issue. But here is the look at what is happening. All of these homes that just a human worker they are breaking. Go and see the place that they're breaking the homes from. Are they carrying on any new development there? Somebody sat down the last time there was a major protest. They said from Jamaica or Stoughton Creek all the way to Battery Factory, is that entire place for them. Look at that kind of nonsense there. From Stoughton Creek all the way to Battery Factory, they said that entire place. In fact, going all the way to how you call Chicken Soup Factory, and all they say, one person just said that whole place for them. What nonsense is this? So the government doesn't care about the people.
Seriously.
So talk about part, they say part will not even get time for it.
Yeah. So that's it. So let's move now. Like the issue about drugs in the country now is of paramount concern that all of us are discussing. So I just thought to share this with you, like the PHP Park, this beautiful area as you can see on the screen here. Yes, that was constructed by former President Weah. So at least the management of this area should be able to do the needful. Yes, take the appropriate action, at least to do some rehabilitation works, at least so that our children can be safe, and that will be okay. So, but like all of us have been saying, folks, that the UP folks are compulsive liars. The UP folks are compulsive liars. Compulsive liars are people who lie uncontrollably. Yes. No limitation to their lies. Unlimited lies. Uncontrollable lies. Lies that you can't control. Unrepentant lies. That they will not repent for lies. They will continue to lie until they die. So unrepentant liars, uncontrollable liars, unlimited liars. They are lying at no limit. Everything they say when they came to power, that will do this, we will do that. Nothing they have done. And the same thing, what the disgusting thing about it is that the same thing they criticize on a past administration are the same things they are doing, nothing different. What the different thing they're doing? Nothing different they are doing. They criticize the previous administration. They say, "Oh, George, we are, the CDC official. They were wasting money. They were splashing money. They were just dashing money. Just giving the money or using the country money, loosely and all of that." And today we are still seeing some of the UP folks. Let's go. Typical example. Let's go right to Bond County. When Mangilda used to go Bond County to raise money, to raise funds for scholarship for the people of Bond County. There was some UP stalwart in Bond County that criticized that Mangilda was spending the money, country money loosely, I mean. That it was not good for the country. Why would they be doing so? It's wrong. Then you look at one person, you get them 200,000, 500,000. And some of those monies that were raised during the city's government, those money was directed to scholarships for Bone County. Even the last fall racing program that Mange held at the Dewequion Sports Stadium in Banga, I was there. I attended that program. I covered that program. There was Mangio, the former vice president, and current representative, Marvin Cole. They were there. And they raised several $1 million. Mangio took several government officials to Banga to raise money for scholarships for children. And people criticize Mangio. And today we see the CUP folks. And today, they are splashing money all in Bone County. They are touring the county, moving from one point to another. Gave you one dollar group 500,000. They gave you the daughter of Wakat 1 million. They all grew 500,000. They all grew 1 million. Why did they criticize it yesterday? He said it was not good. Because if he said that it was not good, because Mangel was doing it, and now you are doing it. So how do we believe that it was not good? They said one who preached equity must come with clean hands. You criticize. He said they were spending money. They were giving money, spending money loosely. And we're seeing the UP folks. Y'all doing the same thing y'all criticized yesterday. And people are there hearing them. And those very people were there yesterday to criticize. Today, because it is their turn, now it is good. We just splashing money, wasting money all over the area. And why are they giving money right now? It's because they want re-election. It's because of political purpose. But CDC was not giving money because that's why when CDC came to power, from the inception of the government, the CDC government, they were giving money. So it was not around maybe 1, 2, 3 years to the election, to the 2023 election before they started giving money. So CDC government was known for giving money for the inception of the government when it came to power. So they were not doing it for political purpose. They weren't doing it for political reasons. They were doing it because that's the word of life, to identify, to give. Because they believe in generosity. That yes, our people, everybody, the government is not capacitated to give everybody a job. What can we do? So if you have one minister, maybe he accounted for accounting the Mangena they used to do, like the Koji did. Then the rest of the folks that they used to do. So whenever they go back to their various communities, they will help people. People will go to them, they will help them. And that's how they were doing it. It was not for political reason. We listen to some of the folks from the Unity Party. Listen to this very lady, and what's her name? The Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of Health, Martha Morris. What did she say? They will not hold on to the money. They will give the money to get the vote to maintain the power. What does that mean? You listen to that kind of statement, reckless statement. It was the same Martha Morris was in Bone County, inciting the nurses, the PB and the hospital nurses, CB Doma nurses to go and protest. That I don't know, you get all, I don't know what is 0% will give you. I don't know, you get all, that statement will give you 50%, or what you get all, I don't know how much percent will give you 50%. He incited those nurses to protest. And today, with the fact that nothing tangible they have done, the same thing they did today. Yeah, very good. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Those were things they said. Martha Morris, today, in a very Phoebe, her county where she comes from, the very nurses, and sometimes I can say that, oh, but it's good for them. I can want to say it's sweet for you because you were there. Just where I was there, just we were doing well for you. You were getting your small money, your salary coming on time. You were there because one person, few people, few handful of people, they use politics to incite you people that were on the rampage, protesting. So the why you're protesting, the party, just we are left, just we are step aside, and today you still protesting. No, you shouldn't protest now because everything is okay. Because Joshua was not doing it good. And you had Martha Murray there, somebody from her own county. And today she get lucrative position. So everything that Martha Murray was doing in Bone County, it was not about the nurses for CB Doma Hospital or CB Hospital. It was because of her own advertisement. Because she wanted to get the position she has today. Because of her own job. Madam Murray, how many times she can go Bone County to go identify with the nurses? How many times she can tell her salary to go to Phoebe Hospital? So, today I bring somebody, I can donate a few or to Phoebe Hospital at least for the generator. I bring someone Georgia to come donate to the hospital. Deputy Minister for Administration. She makes lucrative salary. How many times does she go there to identify? But yesterday she sat there, you all stood in the sun. You all stood in the rain to protest against CDC. And today she deputy minister, nothing she's doing for you. And they're crying now. You're protesting. Oh, yeah, you want. Recently, you're protesting. We got to be real in this country. We got to be real. And I see one of my disappointments, I see Senator Moy, one of the stalwart of the United Party. Senator Moy is not a bad person. Senator Moy is one of the respected or respectable senators in our country, in the body politics. I agree with that. That cannot be thrown away. While it's true that I agree with that, but I will hold Senator Moy by his statement. It was Senator Moy who said that, spending loosely, like Mangeda was spending loosely, was not good. Yes, I respect Senator Moy. But Senator Moy, you said Mangeda was spending bond county or spending loosely. He was just spending the money, just dashing the money all around. It was not good. You carry on something substantial. But Moy is moving from one part of the county to another. And Moy, you are doing the same thing that you criticized yesterday. So how do we believe? That's not been real. Today you are getting millions of dollars, 500,000. The wings of Boakai, the daughters of Boakai, the pastor of Boakai. They're all there, they're running all around from one district to another. And you criticized that yesterday. Those were the very things that Mangeda did yesterday. And today you criticized it when you were in opposition. And today you are there, you are spewing, throwing money all around the county. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. And that few days ago, you be in a district, Salada district, and we're following all of the development there. The all of group, you go back where you get 500,000, you get 200,000, 1 million to the all of group, $7 million. The only reason now have to criticize you is not wrong to give money to our people, to help our people, but it is because of the statement you make it. So we are now holding it by a statement. That's why we are now criticizing it, because you said it was wrong. You made it an offense by giving money. You made it an offense. You said it was wrong, but you are doing that. We said it was not wrong. It's going to help the people. So it is not something wrong. So sometimes, as an opinion leader, when you make a statement, you got to think about the future, because some of those statements that you will make will haunt you tomorrow. Sometimes it will embarrass you. If you want to do something now, because if you didn't make a statement that you're not going to give money, now you want to give money now. You say, oh, but the statement I made, the people will say now. So it makes you look that you mean now. Not that you don't want to do it, but you say it was wrong now. So it puts you in an embarrassing. And that's the kind of situation it puts you in. It puts you in an embarrassing situation because you criticize it, and now you want to do it, and now you are doing it. For me, this is my candid advice to politicians. It's good to be real. Why are you in opposition? Just be real. Don't criticize people based on their position or based on the fact that it's not me. Once it is not me, it's the next person that is wrong. But when it is me, it is right. It is okay. No, that's not good. That's not be real. I see all the millions dollars, and we could also say the same. It's not sustainable. So if let's assume you went maybe to one village and gave and 1 million or 500,000 to one women grouping, you give them 500,000. How much divide money? Let's assume that maybe that women grouping comprises of maybe 200 or 300 or 400 women. Divide 500,000 by 400 women. How long are you going to stay with them? It's not sustainable. How long are you going to stay with them? At least it will be okay. At least they want to take a project. You say, oh, the women group for this town. At least we can erect maybe a women's center for this town. At least it will be good. Yes, we can help to construct a school. Maybe yes, these are sustainable development. It will go a long way instead of you giving millions of dollars. Because sometimes the reason why politicians give money out is because they want to attract votes, and they believe that. And that kind of politics has not been working, and people try to abolish that kind of politics to just be wasting money. People should do something substantial. In a very bond county, And today people are complaining because similar politics preached quite recently, some few years back. And today you're complaining, oh, people killing and wasting money in the county, and today we're not seeing them. And that's how it happens. When people, before election, when people go and start wasting money, when they win election, you will not see them for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Maybe 2 years they get to election before you see them. You know why you will not see them? Because their money they're wasting right now. When they get the power now, it will take them some time. They have to raise that money, the money they spend on you. That's why when you start to complain, so, oh, the party key, we voted for the president, we haven't seen the president. We're not seeing the man promise he will do development, he will build mansion, he will build skyscraper. At the end of the day, you start bleeding other people. And the other person brought the person to us, they say we should vote for the president. The other person brought other leader to us, so you start to bleed. No, don't bleed anybody. You don't need to bleed anybody. Bleed yourself. Because you are running after money, because you sold your votes. That's why you're not getting anything tangible. There's no tangible development you're receiving. Because of your vote, you sold it. And when those people buy a vote, they get there, you wouldn't see them again. They go. Almost like they go up. We normally say the eco mentality. When the eco wants something, it comes down. When it gets it, it goes by up. That's how it happens. Once the eco collects, whatever it wants, it goes by up. It goes by up. The only time ego come down until it needs another thing. Maybe he has seen another prey and they want to consume that prey, then it comes down and collects that prey and goes back up. And that's how politicians are. So politicians use the ego mentality. Whenever they want vote, they come down to you. They will act like very humble. Come down to you, eat together. They will drink the same running water. But when they shall have won, they use that windshield. You are no longer their friends. They use that windshield, the raw air conditioner car. It is that at that point now, they no longer drink running water. They no longer drink running water with you. No, it's not good for them. It's not safe for them now because they are in air conditioner car now. Their windshield is no longer transparent. You will never see it now. The wind tinted. They are using air conditioner. They drink aqua life, mineral water now. That's the water they drink because of the position they're in right now. But they will pretend that they like you. So that's why you got to be smart. Then back to the issue about drugs before Prince can come in. The issue about drugs in our country is a very serious issue. Very serious issue. Quite recently, I think, yesterday, right? The President Boubacar commissioned some judges and, quote, sheriffs or marshals, at the executive mansion. And during that commissioning ceremony, President Boubacar made several statements concerning drugs. How his government will not tolerate the issue about drugs, and nobody will hide beyond position or whatever. If anybody feels that they are untouchable, nobody's untouchable, the law will take its course. They will prosecute people, blah, 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 blah. Too many things he said. This is not the first time for the president to make those remarks. The president has made such remarks on several occasions. It's not the first time. President Boubacar had made that remarks that will prosecute, will do this. Even when the fourth consignment of drugs were confiscated at the RIA, the 19 million drugs, didn't you listen to the Boubacar press release? Did the Boubacar speak? Boubacar spoke. He did. What did Boubacar say? They see the Boubacar say after that. They see the Boubacar say. What did Boubacar do? What did the part of the government do when the first consignment took place? They were going to put in stringent measure. Nothing. How long it took again? They got another 317 million. And I want just that 19 million. We're talking about 19 million. The key money is not to the one. No store will remain unturned. They will do this. They will do that. It never took long. The me one, the me, somebody said the me Barbie. So that one maybe now just the advanced team. The 19 million was just the advanced team to go and clear the way. It's all that's the small one, that's the small consignment if you. So let's see, you know, let's see how they are going to, you know, handle this. Yeah, based on the way let's see the seriousness in the government. Based on the seriousness, maybe we'll hold on a little bit. But we'll see, nothing serious, then we'll bring the mean one. The mean bear will come. It's just a Baka going maybe Bomi County today. The Baka send the EPS, the advanced team, to go and search, check the area. If there's any security threat, to inform, the mean man, which is Baka, the president. They'll say, oh, chief, you don't need to come here. The area is not safe. You need to cancel the trip to Bomi County. So they sent the first advanced team, which was the 19 million drugs that were confiscated, and the mean just left back so that they can watch and see what could be the action of the government, which kind of action the government could take. And they saw that the government didn't do anything. Nothing the government did. They saw it. That the government didn't do anything. They said about that. The government is weak. So in fact, what the cartel did, the cartel was very smart. When the first 90 minutes, they knew that the government was weak. So they neutralized the entire security sector, from the police to the NSA, they neutralized all of them. They said, when we get hold of the police, we get hold of the DEA, we get hold of the NSA, it finished. So now we're easily flow now. So we have no hindrance when we bring in our jobs. The police, we finish with them. We neutralize them already. We neutralize the NSA. We neutralize the LDA. Who they are? Nobody. So they brought the second consignment. 370 million. And all of what Baka has said, what's the rationale? What's the rationale? When Gregory, the IG, when Gregory had told us that in fact there were senior government officials who are part of this drug issue, this whole drug syndicate, they are senior government officials. And all of the arrests that have been made, we're not seeing any of those senior government officials. And all of those that have been arrested are all subordinate officers at the level of the police, at the level of the DEA, at the level of the NSA. Tell me, you think this government is very serious? And in fact, the reason why you see Baka making some of these statements is because of the pressure from the international community, the American government. Why you think you not see Gregory talking now? The way Gregory was talking too much. 5 million Gregory talking about giving press conference. It was Gregory Cuomo. Instead of Ijara Biako, the acting director for the LDA, instead of Biako giving update because it's about just each, they have the statutory responsibility. It was the same nonsense that Gregory did in the fire during that fire incident. The same nonsense that Gregory did during the fire incident. You had the fire service people who's supposed to investigate fire issue. And Gregory left. Gregory went to investigate fire issue. Gregory, you're not a fire person. What do you know about fire issue? You don't have the technical know-how. He went there. They were sending for international people to come do, forensic testing and all of that. When the burning took place, because what they should have done is should have taken the debris. That gel when after the burning right away, scientifically you can use it in the lab as a sample to do the testing and all of that. But nothing of such. Even the fire service, the Gregory man himself, nothing they did. He left everything. Gregory there giving making different statements, giving press conferences. It is these people accusing people falsely. And our President Baka, when what did President Baka say? President Baka, you said a remark when he went out there to the Capitol building. When he went on the scene. When the building was gutted by fire. When the president went there, he said, I know. He said something, man. Yes, the president said he made certain remark. Yes. He made certain remark. Daddy. And it's the same thing they're doing with the judge. So Gregory now, they are told Gregory, so Gregory, no, we're not satisfied with you. So we have international investigators from the US, they are here. So we got to be very careful. So Gregory has to stand down. So they have told Gregory to stand down now. It's possible Gregory could be investigated. There's a possibility, or there's a likelihood that Gregory could be investigated. So that's why I told him to stand down. So Gregory stand down. You're not making no remarks now. You're not giving no update on the just issue. If possible, maybe your name could surface. Then you have to come for investigation. You yourself. So stand down, please. That's why you see Gregory is not talking about. It is Pia now. Jeremy Pia. It is Jeremy Pia now who is giving updates on behalf of the government. So this is where we are. And this is the kind of government you have. How serious? Then you say you think these people are serious to fight drugs in the country? So everything President Bouaka said yesterday at the executive mansion, it is because of the international pressure. It is because of the international pressure that's on him. That's why he said those things yesterday. He said, because the American people are here. So if President Bouaka does not say those things, it will appear that, he's not in support of them. So he just had to say the thing. So let me tell you, let me give you another scenario again. Bouaka, when Bouaka came from Turkey, right? They said Bouaka went to Turkey to meet his Turkish counterpart, all of that. They had, bilateral discussion that would benefit both countries and all of that. Bouaka came out of the country. Bouaka not rest. Bouaka went to a private bar. Bouaka was sitting there hearing his wife. When his son was shadowing him, Bouaka sitting there says, "Oh, what's up? We have a GMB in the building." And Bouaka was smiling, he was laughing. To that very private bar. That today the owner of that area has been arrested. Libro. Bouaka went there. So when did they realize that the man was one of the key persons? One of the charges that were levied against Leroy, charges of importation, exportation, importation of control, narcotics, all the different charges. Just few weeks when Bouaka left that area. Just few weeks when he left from there. Today, they went and arrested, and he was there. And the same place was sitting, the son was shadowing him. So now, what Liberians are requesting now, President Bouaka, you gotta be transparent in the fight against drugs. If you want to be transparent, don't shoot anybody, don't shoot people, don't expose few people. Then the mean people, the mean doers, because they are your confidants, they are your associates, your confidants. Then you want to shoot them. You prevented them from arrest. They are the untouchable. No one touches them. That's not fighting drugs. That's not fighting drugs. It means the government is in support of the drugs. They are not fighting the drugs. But that's the situation. Pastor Prince, let's cross over to you, Prince. Let's get to you.
Yeah, my brother. You see, I am even surprised that the police director is not even telling us the make, the model, and also the name. I mean, giving us detail of the ship that is on the sea. I'm surprised because this man is the man that we know now. He is the official spokesperson of government. He has taken over the work of Jeremy Pia. He is now the head of the Jones Security. But like you rightly said, look, like I said yesterday, and I will say it today on this platform, everything that you see these guys are doing, Bouaka is aware of it. And this is the reason why he decided to put people in specific areas. Take for example, the Coast Guard is under the command of the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Follett. You will not tell me that the Coast Guard that is responsible for the protection of our borders, our waters, that the Coast Guard will not be informed that there is a ship on our waters that, is not given permission to come. You will not tell me that. So they are aware. They are aware of that ship. And that is the ship that they are using to be able to bring in these drugs. Because remember, the people who they capture or the people who they arrested, these guys were with some water equipment, some swimming trunk and what have you, and etc., etc. So Bouaka is aware, and that's the reason why he took his nephew Follett and put his nephew to the army.
so that at the end of the day they can be protected. Boyka is aware of this thing. There's the reason why he put people to strategic and specific area. That at the end of the day, these people will be able to protect his interest. Everything that is happening is calculated. They knew from the very beginning that these things were going to happen. They knew that people are going to bring in drugs. Look, for better nature. Remember when Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took over? We saw a lot of companies coming in where the international community was able to tell us that 68 companies that came in Liberia, about 95% of those companies, they were all Bukor companies. Those companies that came in, they came in with the intention of coming to get their money. Because these were some of the companies that supported, these are some of the guys that supported Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and the likes of the other people with arms and ammunition to wage war on the people. So when Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf became president, they had to come back for their money in order to get their money. So they came under the disguise of company, investment, blah, blah, blah. And we know what happened. Some of them came with plastic bag, but they left with millions of dollars. Some of them came with not even a single $5, but they left with billions of dollars. Some of them became rich. So that was her way of paying these people back. So Joseph Nyeoma Boyka, when he was in opposition, this man traveled all around the place to go and collect money for these people, this drug law. He took money from them. So at the end of the day, how do you expect that he will be able to pay them back? He can't pay them back through his personal property. So he opened avenue for them because these people are looking for a place that they can use as their center to be able to transport their drugs. So Boyka told them that, look, once you people can help me and I become successful, I will ensure that Liberia will be that corridor that you people can use. And this is what is happening, my brother. So Boyka is in the know. Boyka took money from these people. So the people are now coming back to see how best they can be able to work, to get their money back. And that's why they are using Liberia as a center, as a transit center. They are using Liberia as a transit center in order for them to be able to, transport their drugs and get their money back. That is what is happening. So it is not strange, my friend. It is not strange. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like this country here, too many things happening. And someone was making fun about about the ship issue, and someone said, "Oh, the ship that was around Cape Mount, Teward District, right? Yeah, Teward District, Grand Cape Mount County. The ship that was there, and that ship been there for a couple of days, and they said the ship fired. It was a ghost ship. It was a ghost ship." And the ship was not making any move. It was just static. It was just stagnated and something like that. But how did the ship pick up that kind of heavy speed? When it sounds hilarious. Yeah, it's so laughable. It sounds comical. Anyway, yeah, very comical. How the ship has been down there, and the people there, citizens looking at it, say, "Oh, just one strange ship here. We just been seeing the ship here for the past few days." So the citizens started raising concern about what ship are we seeing? What kind of ship are we seeing down there? The Abbey Atlantic. Yeah. So now, Follett, the AFL board, Follett dispatched, a team of AFL soldiers to go there to search the ship. So watching when the men are getting on the boat, the men they're picking up now, they're picking up. So before the men could reach, the ship disappeared. This country, Liberia is an interesting country, folks. Liberia is an interesting country.
But brother, the thing is, these guys were in communication. These guys were in communication with the ship. They just used that thing as a medium to deceive us. They were in communication with the ship and giving the guys, the very thought they said, "No, you're trying to leave the area here. You're coming on the other side." So they are aware. They are aware. So you want to tell me that ship will enter our water, the Coast Guard will not be aware? Then why are we spending money behind these people? Then they can't tell the chair where they get, the boat where they get, they could not go on our sea. I live in Newtown. But I'm on the pushback. This Fantikino that the people they get, they can go as far as Ghana, or they can take it for as far as Ghana to bring it to Liberia. Then you get body say no, the border I want to go there. What kind of nonsense is that? Internet. What kind of nonsense?
So
Then why you can't go to West Point go ask me 40 million for Aquino? I think I want to be alright. And you're using I'll pick the people there.
They ship that's more speed. The ship speak of heavy speed. So,
the ship is an engine problem. It has no gas. It has engine problem. And the ship now figure heavy speed. It's not running straight.
In fact, please, my thought was the ship had engine failure. Maybe perhaps there was an engine failure. That's why the ship was there. That was my thought. But I didn't know that everything was okay on the ship. That the ship would have ran at that speed, at that velocity. Come on, this is interesting. Liberia is interesting, folks. Liberia is getting interesting on a daily basis. But the only thing I can say, we got to keep fighting. This is our country. We shouldn't give up. We're about to go to the line now to pick your cause. Yes, we're about to go to the lines to pick your cause. So Liberia is an interesting country. And it's not easy in our country. Our reputation is damaged. It's damaged. Yes. So let me see before we go to the telephone lines. Who are those here with us? Let me just highlight them quickly. Mawatability says good evening. Yes, watching from ON. Linda Morris. We have Soli Bobo following from New York City. Soli, thanks for following the show tonight. We have Rose Bullet. Says good evening. We have Venetius Junior Bar. Watching live from Newtown. We have Abraham, favorite boy gay. We have Jujit Onwe. Yeah, Jujit Onwe said the just business surround the people like grass around the house. That's good to write, Jujit. We have Nelson Sumo. And watching for Freeport, we have Venetius again. He appears here again. We have David Gofa. David Gofa said, good evening, teacher. Lighthouse out this evening. I'm watching for District 11, Montserrat County. We have my own dad, Mr. Perry Slobert. How you doing, Dad? Mr. Perry Slobert said, good evening, Newton Tugba. I'm watching live from the state of NJ, USA. Yes, that's New Jersey, NJ. The state of New Jersey, USA. Mr. Slobert, good evening. Thanks for joining us on the show. We have Juji Onwe again. We have Louis Logan. Louis Logan said, good evening. I'm following from Jacqueline, River G County. Yes, Republic of Cocaine. And we have Emmanuel Bro. Emmanuel Bro, how you doing? I guess it's so great. How is the family? Emmanuel Bro said, good evening, guys. I'm watching from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. Thanks for joining us this evening on the show, Emmanuel Bro. We have Edwin Sumo Goya. Edwin Sumo, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you so highly. Let's keep fighting for our country. And Edwin Sumo Goya watches from Fort Worth, Texas, USA. We have Daros Gar. Daros Gar. So I'm watching you from Magibi, Cotton Tree. Yes, Daros Gar. Daros Gar. Is that my guy, Daros Minako? Yeah, I don't know. I need to verify this. Yeah, what is he's the one? So Daros, thanks for following the show tonight. We have Ovestor Sioja. Ovestor Sioja. He said, good evening. I'm following from Cartwell, Louisiana Township District number 1. We have Christopher Sharp. Yes, Christopher Sharp said, good evening, Teacher Light. I'm following from my Sandia community. Joazon Rowe, President Bouakai will go down in history as a just president. We have Ivan King, says, Teacher Light, I'm watching you from Lofa Bridge, Golakone District, Grand Cape Mount County, Liberia. We have Ivan King, says, good evening, Teacher Light. I'm watching you from Lofa County, Bridge, Golakone District again. Yeah, we have Miriam. We have Miriam. Yes, Miriam Fan. I'm watching. She says, I'm watching Umpa. We have Sene Boso. Sene Boso said, a pleasant greetings to the peace-loving citizens of the Cocaine Republic, headed by Cocaine Cartel Deacon Bouakai. Newton, we are getting there. Just a matter of time. President Weah returns to the executive mansion to fix the mess caused by Pupu Water Dance and Rescue Cocaine Cartel. We have Halisa said, good evening. My We Nation brother. Yes, good evening. Nation brother following from Tokyo, Japan. Yes, Halisa. Thanks for following us from way there. That's part of the word from Tokyo, Japan. Good evening, my We Nation brother following from Tokyo, Japan. Halisa. We have Kadiatu BPK Kamara. Kadiatu BPK Kamara said, good evening, teacher lad. I'm watching from my comfort zone in Duaso, Magibi County. We have Lovetta Bombo. I'm watching for Soul Clinic. That's what she says. Lovetta Bombo, thanks for watching for Soul Clinic. We have Stanley Boso again at PS here. We have Richard Hart. Richard Hart, thanks. Oh, my Richard, it's good to have you on always. Thanks ever so much. We appreciate you from following from that part of the word. And Rita Hart says, good evening. I'm watching from Massachusetts, USA. Blessings to you and the entire King's family for this informative program each and every day. Shalom. Thanks, Rita, how we appreciate you. Thanks for following too. We really, really appreciate it. We have Longie Queen. Yes, we have Longie Queen. My beautiful King's family are watching from my comfort zone, ELW. We have Francis S. Jusu. I'm following from Foya District, Lofa County. Is it Wabu? Yeah, Wabu Road. Is that Loma? Yeah. Wamu. Yeah, Wabu Road, Lofa County. And we have Amara Jala Kamara, good evening, teacher. And the entire King's family. I'm following live from Brussels, as usual. We have Francis S. Jusu, teacher lad. I'm with you tonight. And we have Peter Seli. Peter Seli, I'm watching from Bannersville. Ben Estop, Bannerville Ben Estop. Thanks for following tonight, Peter. We appreciate you. We have Mohammed B. Fodi. Good evening, King's and family. I'm following you guys from Grand Camp. That's Grand Cape Mount County. Sorry, Gola Kone District. Yes, that's what he says. Mohammed B. Fodi, thanks for joining us. We have Masa Koli Flomo. Masa Koli Flomo says, good evening, teacher light. We have Princess L. Peters. Princess, thanks for always joining us. We have Princess L. Peters, and she says, good evening, teacher light. I'm following you from Ganta. Ganta cities, and sometimes we say Ganta, Gompa. Yeah, sometimes it's spelled G-A-N-T-A, sometimes also spelled G-O-M-P-A. Some people say Gompa, while others say Ganta. But it is Nimba County. Whether it's Gompa or Ganta, it is in Nimba County. Thanks, Princess L. Peters, for joining us tonight on the show. We really, really appreciate you. And we have Jacob S. Jackson. Jacob Jackson says, good evening, teacher light. I'm following you from my comfort zone in Bone County, District 7. Honorable Jacob S. Jackson, former CDC representative aspirant. Thanks for joining us. Jacob Jackson, District 7, that's former district. Yeah, that fully formless district. Thanks, former CDC representative aspirant Jacob Jackson. Let's keep the fire burning and let's keep moving on. And we shall get there one day. We have William Huff. William Huff watching from Plymouth, Minnesota. Yes, Plymouth. And I was reading about Plymouth. It's a river in Minnesota. It's a river mouth, right? The mouth of the river. Yeah, Plymouth, Minnesota. There's a river there. Yeah, something like that. I think I'm reading about it. Yes, Plymouth, the river mouth. I'm watching from Plymouth, Minnesota, USA. William Huff, thanks for always joining us on the show. We really, really appreciate you. We have Ethel Gates, a King's family. Good evening to everyone. Good evening, and everyone. We have Francis Jusu. It's okay, brother. I'm following from Foya District, Lofa County. And we have Francis Jusu again. We have Jerry Jones watching from Mombakli. And we have Emmanuel B. Roberts. Emmanuel Roberts said, good evening, King's family. I'm watching you from Kakata City, Mahagibi County. That's Mahagibi County, right? Yes. Yes. We have Grandma Police Martins. Grandma Police Martin watching from Capitol Hill. We have Asata M. Miller. Asata M. Miller, thanks for always joining us. It says, she says, good evening, King's FM family. I'm watching live from Soul Clinic Community. Good to be on the show tonight. Thanks for always being there, Asata M. Miller. We really, really appreciate you. Have Ophelia Wooler. Yes, Ophelia Wooler. Says, good evening, Newton. Following from West Point. Thanks for following us, Ophelia. We really, really appreciate it. Let's keep moving and let's keep the fire burning. This is setting our country. We got to fight. We got to fight for our country. And we'll continue to fight. We have Bobby Nash. Bobby Nash is, yes, following us from, yeah, but no, Bobby Nash referring to Liberia. Like, I say Liberia get names now. Yeah, so Bobby Nash says Little Colombia. That Bobby you don't need there for Liberia, Little Colombia. Some people call it Little Mexico. So Bobby Nash says Little Colombia. Bobby Nash, thank you. We appreciate you. And then we have Babin Paul Lee. Babin Paul Lee It said, good evening, Kiss FM family watching from Johnsonville. We have Rebecca Doba and we have Jonathan K. Bolo following you from the USA. That's why Jonathan says, Jonathan, thanks for always following and we'll always be together. Together we stand. Divided we fall and we don't want to fall. That's why we will continue to be together to move our country forward. Then we have Tobasi Christopher Woti Tobasi Christopher Tobasi. He said, if they accuse LDA boss Biako, they will have to also accuse IG Gregory O'Common and many higher ups involved in the cocaine case, etc. Shame on you, Martin Colley, for trying on behalf of the Bwaka family cocaine trade to distract the public. You cannot change this cocaine narrative, sad. Thanks for joining us, Tobasi. We have Maurice Sori. The area he follows from is not indicated here to the comment section. We have Ralph Cooper. Thanks for always being there, Ralph. Yes, it's good to have you on. We're very, very excited to have you on. We are elated, Ralph. Yes, we're ecstatic. Watching from Denver, Colorado, USA. We have Grammar Police. I think that was mentioned earlier. We have Nathan Page. Nathan Page says, good evening, Kings FM family. I'm watching from Comptown. We are 2029. Yes. We have Rosumo, I think we mentioned that. We have Hakim Jabate, watching from the post city of Bukana. We have Ofida Wudo again. We have Fatu Kone. Fatu Kone is following us from Kakata, Magibi County, Republic of Liberia. Thanks for always being there, man. Fatu Kone, one of our regular followers. We are really, really appreciate. We have Jade News Pingba. He says, I'm watching and listening. Amanda Bro appears again. We have Sylvester. He said, hello. How you guys? Ofida Wulo, Grammar Police, and we have Just Johnson. To inform. He says to inform sedition. Ofida Wulo. We have Grammar Police and blah 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 blah. List goes on. Thanks. We now go to the telephone line 0772 239933 and Prince Johnson. Yes, we also have you. Prince Johnson. Good evening. King 7 watching you, and we have Prince Johnson. Really appreciate Prince. Thanks. And following for Grand Crew County, we have Rosetta Sonkali. Thanks for always. But the area she follows from is not indicated here, Rosetta. But we want to appreciate you. Thanks ever so much, Rosetta Sonkali. Thanks for following the show. We really appreciate it. Fighting. We have William Colina said, great job. We have Precious, my own friend Precious Dakuka from Soya Base. Thank you, Precious. But if you do, you have to bring something again for the weekend. We got to eat now. Yeah, Precious, Agatha, Glasgow. They always there, popping. So now they can call out nice, Pamboda Res and call out kind of Jola Res. So now we just see the appreciate you guys. Precious will make it. We are not correct. So you have to cook tomorrow. Yeah. So we have Elijah Nepe. watching the platform from Elijah Nepe, watching the platform from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Elijah Nepe, thank you so much, Elijah. And let's keep fighting. Let's keep the fire burning until 2029. This too is Liberia, and this is setting in our country. Let's keep fighting for our country. We can make it better together. No one is more Liberian than the other. We can all make it better for we ourselves. Prince Como said, good evening. My family watching you from Capitol Hill. Prince, thank you so much for following from Capitol Hill. We have Helena Bar, followed by HD Grace Celibia. Yeah, SD is Gaze. Yeah. HD Gaze Celibia says hello. Yes, hello. She says hello. We have Milton Harris. Said GMB government, satanic government. We have Aziza GH. Says where's the Americans that were putting sanctions on CDC government officials because they were spending money to put people on scholarship? Americans, the one of the biggest problems of Liberia democracy. Thank you. Yes, Aziza. Thank you so much. We have Asha. We are Tina Kamara. Say ha ha ha. Asha, we are Tina Kamara. Asha. Thank you so much for following the show, Asha, tonight. We appreciate you, Asha. Thanks for following the show. And we have Alice Kolu. Alice Kolu said, great show tonight. I'm closely following you guys from Nimba County. Yes, Nimba County. We have Vanny Morris, and we have Peter Mator. says watching live from the Capitol Hill. Peter, thank you so much for watching. Darlington Prince. We have Siat Fire. Says good evening, everyone. And Francis Fire, Theophilus Cry. Yes, Cry. Theophilus Cry. Thank you so much. Said the ship is fast than the boat. Oh yes, Theophilus. Thanks so much. But that's it. Tom Jura. Yes, Tom Jill. Yes. Thank you, Tom. We very appreciate. We have Talot Bue. We have Aaron Boko. We have we have Leslie Lawe. Yes, following from Liberia, Johnsonville, Town, and everything, blah, 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 blah. And the list go on. Emmanuel T. Morris, Samuel Helena Jr. And that's it. So let's go to the line. I'll take a few calls and we get there right here. The first caller is right here with us. Let's go to the line. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm calling from the state of Nigeria, BD, Ambassador County, District 1. Consent City, Orlando.
Yeah, Consent City. Go ahead. 1 minute, no time. You got to be swift.
Yeah, I'm calling. I want to tell you, thank you of your discussion. But what kind of responsible for the job destiny? And they tell all the funds which say the just. How can we find a job during the 6th year of President Weah? They said President Weah was beginning jobs. Jefferson Coach was beginning jobs. Sinaburo was beginning jobs. But all that regime, they tell us we should find it. No, but can you respond for the job? Your son is responding for the job. So don't say that you will find a job. How can you find a job when your police car escorted a job to Dwason? How can you find a job when the car up by your horse in Weah there? How can you find a job? Waka, take that. Tell us why you doing the job with it. The horse is built in for you there at the job's money. You never knew where the money came from. You're being the horse. Waka, you responding for the job. Thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother. I like that. Very short and sweet. Thank you, my brother. Let's go to this line. This person is right. Good evening.
Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Akira and I'm joining from Magibi Kante.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly, my brother. 1 minute, no time.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for the show. But Chief, something actually is on my mind I want to actually express it. For the coming power President Weah, no one can argue it, and it is clear that President Weah will come back to power. But for now, the United Party, they are in government, they are in power. And now we, the citizens, we that on the south, Mr. George Weah, we don't have job to do, especially for we that are in school now. We are not working, no job, nothing. And we are supporting President Weah. So should we continue to be supporting President Weah? And maybe when we wait for him to come to power before maybe we benefit as a citizens, or before maybe we'll be able to go to school to pay, to afford. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, your concerns are well taken. Your concerns are taken. 0772-23-99-33. Go to the women's line. And yes, let's hear from the women. Yeah, I think they have something to say. Let's hear them. They are our mothers. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Nathan. Good evening to our diaspora brother.
Yes, good evening.
I'm calling from Justice State, concerned for justice.
All right, go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you very much, and thank you to our brother. So, Nathan, the reason all the time we will be proud to support President Weah. Because we want to say President Weah in the interest of the country. They say, oh, they say in the interest of the country. Yes, they know in the interest of the people because you know where he came from. But the old men were telling that people say the old men will not be the interest of the country yet. They say we in the river will point there. See what we are going through today. We are suffering in the country, and thank God all the people are working President Boga government. As soon as you know Palestine, that way you talk about more all citizens for them. So you know Palestine so in the government, and so they so who you accuse and say, "This is me, yes, I mean with director, you don't want President Trump." So they're looking for who to put a Kenya on their labor. So they trust, and the police that just say they still government official. So you still looking for people. You President Boga, you making statement, political statement when they resume, they give it to you. They say, "Oh man, who made that statement?" They say, "They no stone you are talk." No, let me tell you, we tire with your talk. Because nothing sound is the talk to the people that will be convinced. They say you will only get you talk to speak. You take it that people will listen to you when you talk. They say you're good. We are tired with it.
All right, thank you for your point. No time. Good evening.
Thank you.
Edmo Kai, let's hear you, Edmo.
Yes, thank you, man. I am a proud member of Concerned Librarian for Justice and visually impaired pushing for the return of President Weah. Like I have always said, we are pushing for the return of President. Let me say what's up to Prince and congratulations to in the US there. We start your activities and we pray and trust in God that we all can work together, making sure that we liberate our country from this group of game that is in charge of our country. You know, but this government, I think this was their last hope. And I all know we talk about drugs and everything, and no drugs in the country. Like some of the people that were giving them turned off when they were chasing the youth from the street, breaking down ghettos. And some of us said, no, the Unity Party government were not fighting drugs. Because by you constantly harassing the user, the one you call Zogo, that does not mean that you're fighting drugs. If you can take them off the street and rehabilitate them and make them good citizens again and stop those that are importing into the country, then you are fighting drugs. You pick it down, get ghettos, chasing, Zogo, some of them started changing, some of them started cutting their hair. Then you claim now that you are, oh no. They were doing that so that they would be able to bring enough of cocaine in the country and start exporting it because they are now using Liberia as transit point to export their drug into Europe. And that has come to reality, you know. But, you know, the Unity Party people they are phony set of people. Yesterday, when they were doing it was not about the country. When the $100 million cocaine came about, when they were dancing all over here, no more kush, it was not about our country. They were saying one of their sisters for sure. One of the sister radio stations there, one of their platforms. I told them, I said, yesterday you said that a certain president, who killed 3 living human beings and trying their kidney on him to see which one could fit. And you guys from the Unity Party, you sat here, you feel to tell your people that were doing it, no, we cannot believe it is data who will determine what Canada is supposed to fit on an individual, but you believe it. Yeah, you all got to, at that time, we could have been patriotic and nationalistic. This time now, where the cocaine have not choked them, this is the time now you are seeing lazy people calling on us that this is the time to be nationalistic and patriotic because it is about the country. But yesterday when President Weah was in power, it was not about the country. It was about President Weah. And what you portray that to the outside world that the president of Liberia can kill somebody and try the kidney and see which one can fit. It's not going to go down to President Weah. They're going to pass down on to the country. So it is happening now to you today. So you should own it. We have a comparison. 100 million cannot be compared to 500 to 600 million worth of cocaine.
Right.
So what we will continue to do is to continue to beat on them.
Yeah,
like I have always said that we should not be complacent. We should not get tired. We should not say, oh, it's well. No, keep pushing them because when you lead them, they will bounce back because they are trying all of the tricks. Oh, it was here, they brought it here. We are the one that discovering it and all the kind of noise. So it is time for us to keep beating them and to thank God that they are fighting among themselves. Some want to resign. Yeah. So are threatening that you cannot leave all year or did it. If you try it, you will not be killed or will do this to you. So the government is in a mess. And like some of the guys can say, I think the Bouaka government need to go back to the process in Nigeria and apologize to him. And not only that, they also need to go to President Weah, apologize to him for all of the nonsense that they did in the popular party the past 6 years. And we will not get tired. We will push it. We will push it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed Mokai. Those are all salient points you tried to raise. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let's move to the women's line. And this person is right here. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes. Linda, how you doing, my son?
I'm okay, man. Cecilia General. Let's hear you, man, Cici.
Thank you. Let me say hi to my son, friends in the diaspora. Let me say thanks to the Egyptians, the CC USA. They extremely well. And let me say thanks to President Weah also by explaining that program.
Thank
no,
you,
you see this political book for them. We get ear for them. We don't have no ear for them because they lie too much. They call them boso, la lili, la there. They can only boast, they can't do it. You say we are breaking jobs, but tell me the person who they already accused that they were breaking jobs, who need what point to the police, say, oh, this person breaking jobs. Show me one person. Patrick Sulu was here. You want here, they jobs business. My son, Patrick Sulu was here, you want here, they jobs business in the country. No. All the ministers, you want here, anybody need jobs business, in jobs sector in this country. But you want to say you know everything. You keep the power, you bring cookie in our country. You bring cookie in our country, you see it's right? It's not right, but we say it's about, hey, your brother just yesterday, hey, your brother won yesterday. It's wrong. Don't do it to us. Don't do it to us. When they catch jobs, they say they get them an 8,000. Then you go and start, let the folks do the investigation and buy a job. We should not get it come up. So then tomorrow, we don't trust him. Because he need everything in the making. A full hour when I brought back in the police. So the people that they get up 10,000, they are telling to get it from and he gave me 2,000 and he took 8,000. So you will trust my investigation? No. Every sector in the country that need ISA, every ministry that need ISA, they still will trust them. That's what the NSA that need them. Tell me now who get a government official new in real government that they call for just business. When they drag into the country on the airport, when they drag me on the people they drag it and burn to town. And they call their partner, they were there and they burn it. But when you go boy, who you call? You go boy flower base, say you boy job. You think we're stupid, yeah? We're not stupid. Your people are stupid. You're breaking down people who are making people homeless. And you tell your person, now you're winning election. Then you get no more money, but we spend money to win election. Well, watch and see. They lie your brother, oh, but everybody.
Hello, Mr. Isaac. Yeah, thank you very much. I call from Crystal. I call from Crystal Police around the Javier area, member of concern Liberian for justice. Thank you very much for the show. You see, these party people, they are actually devilish and very, very evil. They don't feel good about good things happening in a way. Next time somebody is trying to do their best for the country, you will always go against them, no matter who takes over the unity party. When anyone was leaving the unity party, they brought war here, they destroy our people. Can you imagine? The people are saying that we should work together for the country's sake. Hey, my people. When we are working situation for people, they say, I own money. Very, headquarters, FPRC headquarters, Team McKinsey Association headquarters, FPA headquarters. They said, I own money. If I don't know what to be done. When you pay for quota, they say, not good thing. For a greater role, they say that the best one, the brand should celebrate it. Amen. Oh, my people, really part of people, 1 million wicked that they don't get conscience. You can't think. They don't care to kill people. That's why they destroy people who they say the best they're doing. Breaking people who down. But we not talk that these people are the citizens of this country. The people, they are wicked set of people. So when drug issue was happening yesterday, and people say it was to be joining down to fight the drugs.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your point. No time. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, my Bessie.
Yeah, Mom Bessie, let's hear you quickly 1 minute.
Yeah, I can thank you to talk to her. For the program, we hear around Southwest, say Canada. That's what better. But the people you don't go for nothing. Go, better. You're get the other man. They never come out to 2029. We die in a year. We die with no nothing. So in the street, we walk on the street. That today we walk over to try draw. That we want to get a draw. They don't find a draw. They don't find that. They don't come out. They don't inside money. Whatever was especially get in was severe there. They started worrying that they can protest. They said, what you say? They said, I don't want to protest one more too. But no protest, no for protest space. And pray, I won't say what I will do there. Yes, I think we will be later. They don't do that work.
All right, man, Bessie, thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, you got to.
Yes, good evening. What's your name? Quickly.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. What's your name, sir?
I'm Emmanuel Bauer, calling for District number 3, North Florida County.
Yeah, man, go ahead quickly, no time.
Okay, we're back again to power. We're back to take a solution for the workplace. We think that you were just doing it because I wanted to bring a partisan. They do with the motive of bringing people in the system that will feed drugs so that people will not know that all they go move for behind them, that somebody for not put so that 19 million drugs when their drugs just start so all over. See the two covers that drug they be doing. So you see the T Patrick for police against the DA, the T and Babu for police against the DA so that the whole cartel will be covered. So at the end of the day, even if they drugs, they will not know. But what that even my salary there, that we are going to see them.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your participation. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And let me see. I'll take 2 more calls. Yeah, we'll take 2 more calls and we make your day. Hello. Go ahead.
Hello.
No time. Hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when people when see what Emma Grant did to Nafa, we never knew any place in this country Nafa in this country until Emma Grant came to the political scene. That woman transformed that place. They did everything to remove her. They not say it's nationalistic or a national fight. They don't want people because she's transforming the sector. Not just that. For nothing design, why would I open? People even advise, oh, don't go without open the I said, no, it's not about CDC or related party, it's about the country. They will go in. They started there in fact. They now say there's a national fight. You have to get a some people are not figure to serve budget in the country like criminal act. They now fought against it. They invited celebrating. They say, otherwise you fight or draw. Why you not stop the people bringing it and your people bringing the draw? Then you want to blame other people that you say more friends. How can we draw together when you lie on other people? The draw came away and watch. You say that you don't do it. Thank you, Mama.
All right, thank you. I'll take the final caller. Take the final caller right here. Take the final caller, and we will close with the women. Yeah, and the women they are setting our model. So let's close with them. The women. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
How you doing? What's your name?
My name is Doris. I'm Johnson.
All right, let's hear you. The final caller. Let's hear you.
You know, I'm so grateful to God for President Buhari. At least he gave Unity Party people chance so that we will see their further. If Jawia was not going to give people power, what's going on today? We're not going to know their behavior. I just want to tell President Buhari, thank you. And for their drug business, we will not get tired. We will continue to be on their back until Baka will bring all the people that they know that infinite drug business so that we will know them. We aren't going to know the people that infinite drug business. Let Baka and the people work towards it. Because I hate to hear them say Baka party drugs. All the drugs are Baka party. The government are party no drugs. They keep bringing in more drugs. Then they say the party drugs. When you say Baka no your body, then the people will say now they say, hey, you all know that Baka no your body. You call him, let people come out to do something to Baka. Yesterday when I was saying President, I was saying a whole lot of things. Who went against him? Nobody thought against him. They were saying a whole lot of things about President. Yeah. Today when somebody thought about Baka, then they say, hey, you all know that Jawia is Baka or bringing drugs. So you also to pointing out. Because they were doing President Buhari speaking, and the reason why God moved from behind it, they were accusing President Buhari. But tell God, thank you for President Buhari. That he left easily and bring in the power that we will know that way. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. The final caller right here. And thanks to all of you We about to, and we are definitely crossing over now to Prince Sharif. Prince, we didn't see our man to the Prince. Prince, are you there? Prince, are you getting me? Prince. No, I didn't Prince look here down there. Prince, what? Prince. Wow. So that's it, folks. We join. I know Prince. Prince, what are you looking at? Prince, hold attention and focus on something, Prince. So, but that's it, folks. Like we say, this is our country. So, Prince, we will tell you as soon as Prince gives us attention, Prince will want you to give us attention. But Prince is paying attention to something. He's not getting. Oh, you gotta check your monitor, Prince. And yes, you seem to be paying attention to something else. I'm getting you want to get your pattern. Then we can just conclude. Prince, are you getting me? Prince, are you getting me? But yes, until we can get his attention. But this is our country, folks, and we just need to keep praying for our country. It's not easy. It's tough. Yeah, we got to pray. We got to keep praying for our country. And sometimes we say, this country is not easy. And sometimes, if you sit to think about the situation in the country, sometimes you will think, and unending thinking, just no ending. Just continue to think how far we have come as a country, how far we have come as a nation. So it's not easy. All we can do, we should not give up. We should keep praying for our country. We should definitely keep fighting for our country. This is our country. Let's keep praying. Prince, are you there? Prince, are you getting me? I don't know. Prince, I don't know. But what is Prince looking at? What is he looking at? Prince. Let me see what I can get him on my phone. Let me call you on WhatsApp line, please. Prince, are you there? What is he reading? Is he reading something or what? Yes. Prince, you gotta do something about it. So, Prince, are you there? Hello, Prince? Come on, man. What's happening over there, Prince? Prince, I need to call you on WhatsApp because I'm calling you. I want us to conclude. I want you to give me a parting comment that we can conclude. Prince? Prince, are you there? Prince, are you there? You getting me? Oh, I think Prince left us. So, folks, Prince left us already. But that's it. That's all the time we have to be here with you, folks. Like we say, and we will definitely continue to say, this is our country. We got to keep praying. We got to keep praying for our country. Let's keep praying for our country, for the progress of our country, for the betterment of our country. This country is ours. This is the only country we have. No matter what happens, we got to keep praying. Liberia problem is not easy. And you can sense the complexity. It's a complex issue. And with the fact that it is a complex issue, we got to treat it as complex issue. So complex issues are issues that cannot be taken lightly. You got to treat it with seriousness. You got to treat it with utmost energy. That's how you treat complex issue. Because complex issues are an easy issue, are a difficult issue, issues that are difficult to handle, issues that are difficult to deal with. They are complex issues. Complexity is about intricacy. It's entanglement, confusion, uneasy. And this is where we are. And that's the current state of our country right now. To restore the reputation of our country is an issue of paramount concern. And that's why we need to do it together. All of us, we got to do it. To restore the image of our country, we got to do it together. That's why the Bible says, when you elect the good leader, the nation enjoys. But if you elect the bad leader, the nation suffers. That's exactly what's happening in our country nowadays. So all we can say to you, let's keep praying for our country. Liberia is all we have. Thanks ever so much for the time. Thanks for your listening role. And we hope to join you again. Teacher Light will be here. Many thanks, like we always say, many thanks to the legal luminary, the epitome of knowledge, the Anthony at law, Anthony Apron Gassant William. Anthony William has been there, has always been there. Just so strong. Yes. And like sometimes we say, it is because of your prayers that you see AB. Yes, he will have the strength. He will have the strength. You have the energy to come here and sit here to do the show, to educate you, to inform you about happiness in the country. It is because of your prayers. So let's keep praying for him. We are grateful to him by giving us the opportunity to sit here, by giving us the platform to sit here, that we're able to interact with you, that we're able to interact together. It's about leadership. Those are things a good leader does. A good leader will always do that. Bringing people up, training people. Because a good leader believes that, oh yes, I'm here today, but I will not always be here. I need to treat somebody who will replace me when I shall have left. When I shall have left, somebody must be there. I will not always be behind the microphone. Yes. But when I'm leaving, who am I leaving back? A good leader will always think about that. That's why they always train people who will be a future replacement when they shall have left. And that's the situation with Teacher Light. And today we are here. And we are drinking from the fountain of knowledge. Yes, the fountain of knowledge, and we'll continue. We honor his guardians. Getting ideas, learning from him on a daily basis. And we'll continue to drink from that fountain of knowledge. We are grateful to him. We will continue to be grateful to him as always. And that's why we pray for longevity, for God to continue to bless him, guard him, give him long life, he and his family, protect them, so that we can go a long way. That's all the time we have to be here with you folks, until we are back here Monday, by God's willing. Thanks to you for always being there, taking up your time. For those of you in the diaspora, those of you in Liberia, I'm so grateful to all of you. You know why I'm grateful to all of you? Because you're always there taking up your time to follow up on issues in your country, because it's important. Let me be frank with you. It's quite important that, you're able to, because time, that money, somebody would say, time, that money in the US, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let's assume you're here for 2 hours. 2 hours, if you're going maybe somewhere to work for 2 hours, that's money. So 2 hours, but you have to waive some of those things. You have to waive them. Waive some of those things, and just to follow up on issues about your country. It's quite welcoming. We must give you hand of applause. Yes. We must give you that hand of applause. We are grateful to you. You are grateful to me, to you. You will never understand how grateful we are. So let's keep fighting for our country. And I'm quite sure if I ask it, not only me, that showing gratitude. There are all Liberians who are also showing gratitude. So too many Liberians showing gratitude for the oneness. United we stand, divided we fall. So let's keep fighting for our country. Until we are back here by God's willing, Monday, have yourself a pleasant weekend. My name is Newton Tokpa. Bye-bye. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye.
where criminals make the law. Justice cannot exist where power is built on corruption. In a country where those who are meant to protect the people instead protect their own interests. When criminals write the rules, truth becomes a threat. Honesty becomes weakness, and integrity is punished instead of rewarded. In this country, the law is no longer about right and wrong, it's about control. It's about silencing voices and rewriting narratives. The guilty walk free because they designed the system to serve themselves, while the innocent are crushed by rules that were never meant to protect them. This is why many people lose faith, not because justice isn't important, but because they watch evidence being manipulated before their very eyes. They call oppression order. In Nigeria, lawyers become liars, thieves hold titles, and those in authority abuse the people while hiding behind the very power they were entrusted to uphold. How can justice survive when corruption sits on the throne? How can truth prevail when lies are rewarded? The people are watching, people are suffering, and one day the voices they try to silence will become too loud to ignore. But I am Big Lion, the online soldier. I just want to let you know that justice may be delayed or even denied, but it can never disappear. It lives in people who speak the truth even when it's dangerous. Those who choose principles over profit. It lives in those who stand tall, even when the world turns against them. No amount of power can permanently silence truth. No law writing by criminals can erase accountability.